Today is November 10th, 2022. The time is 12:40 p.m. On November 8th, 2022, at approximately 7:30 a.m., I recorded this particular video that you're looking at. And it's titled U.S. Africa Command Bombed a School on January 1st, 2021. What you're looking at in this picture here is Babiki Enos, is temporary closed. And what Babiki Enos is, it's a watch store. It was bombed by our government. However, today on November 10th, 2022, Babiki's watch store is no longer being listed by Google. Google is no longer showing a reference to this bombed out watch store, excuse me. Now, what's important to note here is that the United States African Command is saying that there were no casualties. There was nobody injured. Okay. But the people on the ground are saying, yes, there were injuries. And so we can look at this and we can see that in the video, that this video here, I go into details about the proximity of the hotel, the bookstore, to the watch store. And watch stores operate during business hours. Bookstores operate during business hours. So this strike, to be effective, to get the people that were in the watch store, would have to have occurred during business hours. How many people were affected by this? I'm happy to know that you see Bibke here. You see Bibke is gone. Okay, Bebep is being shown here as a watch store temporarily closed. Google watched my video. Thank you, Google. And they no longer show references to Babimki. Moving along, on Wednesday, October 9th, Somalia, Al-Shabaab destroys Hormon telecom infrastructure in Quayib. This is Quayib. Quayib is out in the middle of nowhere. There are no roads leading to Quayib. There's no roads leading here. This is jungle. There's no roads leading here. But there is a small community in here. And it is being reported, it is being reported that this, I don't know the accuracy of the report, but this is supposed allegedly a military compound. And here is the tower right here, that in this article it says telecom, telecom, Somali telecom operator Hormuz Telecom confirmed on Monday, November 7th, that a car bomb attack by the terrorist group Al-Shabaab destroyed a telecom center and tower in Quayib, a village in Galmudug state. The incident disconnected about 1,400 residents from the operator's network. According to Hormuz, Quayib and its surrounding area can no longer access its telecom and mobile money services. This is expected to cause an indefinite blackout, where Homo promises to rebuild the center to restore telecom services as soon as possible. Nevertheless, it gives no precise date for reconstruction. How did Al-Shabaab know that this base, this telecom, was here? This tower, this cell tower. How did Al-Shabaab know it was there? Who gave Al-Shabaab the directions to this? The only people knowledgeable about the existence of this base, if this is a military base, and this tower is the tower owner and the military, the government officials would know this. The only information that Google gives about this, if you do Google Quaye, this is all the information that Google gives you. It does not give you any directions. You can't get here. There's no roads. You can see that. There's no roads in here. So the government would know. You you click on the base, and all you get are the coordinates. And these coordinates can be used by um, a strike team. If they were going to do an airstrike, they can put these coordinates in and direct their drones to attack. And so a drone attack is more likely than a vehicle. Why? Because there's no roads in here. I mean, if this is an army base, then the army base personnel should have heard roaring engines coming, approaching them. But they could have stopped this. If they could heard the roaring engines and knew that this is not normal, how are somebody in vehicles roaring towards us in the jungle at 5 a.m.? They could have called in a strike. The strike could have stopped the destruction of the cell tower and prevented 14,000 people from losing their mobile banking services. So it's questionable how Shabab knew how to access this area when, I mean, there's no directions. Google does not give you any directions. So how can you, I mean, we need more information. How did Al-Shabaab know that this exists? Unless unless this is a homestead or a compound that Al-Shabaab lives in. And our government is doing just like I'm doing, searching overhead and seeing and knowing that this is an Al Shabaab compound and putting in the coordinates for this cell tower and sending in a drone and then manufacturing an attack. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Moving along, it says here in a press release from Somalia National News Agency, November 9th, 2022. It says the Somali National Army, with the help of local people and international partners, carried out a joint operation in El Goruf area of Galdun region, killing more than 50 members of the Khawarij Al-Shabaab people. You have the National Army from Somalia, the local people, and international partners descending up on a compound, a village, and killing 50 people. How barbaric is that? How barbaric is that? The president. Okay, it says there is no turning back. We must finish off Al-Shabaab. Somali Somalia is at war with a cruel Somalia is at war with a cruel, global, and morally bankrupt terrorist group which we cannot allow to live and operate in our country. If we do not root this evil and mindlessly violent group out of our society, they will destroy our future and that of generations to come. Enough is enough. The nightmare must end. That's genocidal talk. I mean, it sounds to me, I can't differentiate between attacking the Al Shabaab bad terrorist people with Adolf Hitler attacking the Jews during the Nazi Holocaust. Who are the terrorists here? Do Al Shabaab people procreate, have children What type of provisions were made for the children? This is murderous talk. Again, we have to root them out. We have to root this evil out. You go through the roots. I mean, that's the children. And if you look here at this area that could possibly be the area, you have primary schools that are temporarily closed. You have a high school that's temporarily closed. And here we had Babimkis when the US came in and bombed them, the school, the bookstore was temporarily closed. You cannot root out an ideology. You can only genocide a people based upon one ideology versus another ideology. We will continue. Goodbye.